I'm Vanessa Redman. I'm an FF&E principal designer here at Paul Deucing Partners in Dallas, Texas.
Hi, I'm Jamie Long. I'm also an FF&E design here in the same firm.
Paul Deucing Partners started in early 2002. We started very small, very humble beginnings, but we were very blessed with wonderful clients who had faith in us, and we started with some really fabulous projects and slowly but steadily grew to the firm that we are today with about 25 in our office here in Dallas, and we are a full interior design firm, full service from design to installation. We're also like to get involved with the overall concept of the project in terms of how that relates to how a guest is picked up from the airport, their very first interaction with the hotel, and through to literally when they're dropped off. So tabletop, uniform, all those kinds of things that add to the experience for the guests we like to be involved with. Hospitality design is the design of hotels, resorts, country clubs, restaurants, really areas where people gather away from their home. When we say FF&E, that means furniture, fixtures, and equipment. And so when we're involved with that design, or in the design, we are working with the finishes for the interior, as well as all the soft goods, the sofas, the beds, whatever, the artwork, the accessories, everything that then gets moved into that room once it's finished. Sometimes a client comes to us and they know what they want, and sometimes they don't. And so we kind of walk through that process with them, and it depends really on the project too, because there's certain projects that come in and we certainly don't want to create an expected look, but certainly with a more traditional project there certainly are kind of predefined looks that we like to work with, but we like to keep things fresh, and so we'll reinterpret those to make them appropriate not only for the project but for what the client is looking for, and at the end of the day what will be a beautiful project for the guests to enjoy. Then we do some projects where there's not really a design look, and you really kind of get to create some new and unique things in terms of proportion and scale, and taking maybe more traditional things and twisting them. So the design process really is almost like a snowball as you start, and the people in our firm start to bounce ideas off of each other, and we pull photos out of magazines, and we look at reference books, particularly to become more familiar with a project in a location where we've never visited. Those sorts of things. We really want to learn as much about the project location and what the project needs, and then we kind of springboard off of that. We design projects all over the world, primarily hospitality projects. We've worked in Santa Barbara at the Four Seasons. We've done work in Cabo San Lucas. We've also had a project in Zambia. We've done some work in Las Vegas, and we've done projects in Turks and Caicos, as well as Bermuda and Costa Rica. So really all parts across the globe, we've had the opportunity to design.
For me personally, I didn't realize how much communication and interaction I would be having with different vendors, different people that represent different lines and different manufacturing companies, and just the coordination that we have. It takes a lot because your job does take 90% of your day, but you have to find a way to give more than 10% to these vendors because they're the ones that ultimately are providing you with a new product.
I think I was kind of taken back a little bit by all the budgets. And certainly in the first several years that I was in the hospitality design industry, even though what had lured me to it was the travel, I was at a desk, or, I was, pulling together schemes, and, I was really in the office for the first 2 or 3 years before I really started to travel and, paid the proverbial dues. But it was so worth it. I think those times that you're going through and you're frustrated with what you're doing and it's not maybe what you want to be doing, those are the years that you're building your foundation for your career, and the experiences that you have to learn from the senior designers you have the opportunity to work with are so important, because that foundation of knowledge is what will make you successful.
I feel like hospitality encompasses an area of residential, an area of commercial, and sometimes you can even get into like industrial. I mean, to me, hospitality is the grand scale of interior design.
Like Jamie says, I think that's one of the things that I know personally appeals to me about hospitality design, is that I had interest in kind of all areas, and in hospitality design you really get a chance to explore the different areas of design and the different types of design.